Repenting on a daily basis. You better thank the Most High some of us brothers repented, because we probably be robbing you niggas and checking your pockets. You know what I'm saying?
So first, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ, whose name in the Hebrew is Hamashiach Yahushai. We are the Servants Assembly of Alabama, right? I'm Brother Lamont.
Brother Gabal Ya'ala.
Got Brother Gabal Ya'ala in this thing, and we just gonna go into this thing about how America is grooming our children and desensitizing our children to looking and seeing homosexuality. We're gonna also go into maybe next week we'll definitely go into how they desensitize us with about killing and guns, because they putting all these things in front of us, and the kids it don't shock them to see it, and the more it becomes the norm, the more that's the way the world's going to become in these last days, right? So it says in our children and in our schools, right, bringing drag queens or whatever the case may be, right, to come into our schools and teach our children and sit down with all their privates out, man. Because if they see it and they see it all the time, eventually they'll do what? They'll get used to it. And that's what the government is trying to do. The government is trying to normalize these lewd acts and go against the law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High God has put out for us to keep us holy, to keep us separate, right? So let's go into the article, right? Source APN News. Let's get into that.
Okay. The source APN News. Proponents of restrictions on how U.S. public schools address sexual orientation and gender identity.
Right. So they're trying to figure out how they're gonna address the children, trying to see exactly what their gender gonna be. Go ahead. Yeah, keep going back and forth. Go ahead.
Hold on. Keep jumping. I had the screenshot.
Con. Right. Go ahead.
It says more involvement in their children's education and ensure classroom materials are age appropriate. But in heated debates at school board meetings,
spiritual demon Satan right there, Israel.
I'm at the screenshot.
So they don't want us to bring this thing out, man. Because this right here will, it cripples their society. Because they're trying to push homosexuality on our children and normalize it and make it a everyday thing. And through the spirit and power of Hamashiach or Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we plan to go against that thing. Go ahead.
Okay. But in heated debates at school board meetings and in state houses across the country, the argument they repeatedly put forth is that they are trying to prevent children from being groomed.
Being what?
Being groomed.
Being groomed. That's the new word. That's a new word they got nowadays. Grooming, man. P. Diddy, right? Oprah, right? All of these celebrities grooming children, man, and grooming people, right? Now, let's get the definition of grooming. You got that? And we're going to revisit this a little bit later on in the lesson. Right? Because that's what they do, man. Oprah, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, grooming children to be a certain way or to think a certain way. Right? Go ahead.
Grooming. The practice of preparing or training someone.
Or what?
Or training someone.
Right, because the scriptures say, train a child up in the way that he should go, that he may not depart, man. So on the left-hand side, if you training up your child to be a homosexual or to be a whoremonger or be a whore, that's the way your child's going to be. Start from the top again.
The practice of preparing.
So you prepping, just like for the Sabbath. You prepping a child or a person up to be what you feel like they need to be. To go against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Right? The Most High says that that's off. To do these certain things, right? Keep reading.
Preparing or training someone for a particular purpose.
For a what?
A particular purpose.
For a particular purpose. So that's what they doing. They grooming our children in the schools for a particular purpose. Right? And that and as we get deeper into this lesson, the purposes that grooming the children up is totally against the Bible, right? So let's go back to that article. Baba Kasha.
But in heated debate at school board meetings and in state houses across the country, the argument they repeatedly put forth is that they are trying to prevent children from being groomed. The same term commonly used to describe how sex offenders initiate contact with their victims. Initiate contact with their victims. Salaki.
Right, so initiate means to begin. So these pedophiles and these predators, at the beginning of the time they meet these young children, or they meet young people in general, or even just a person with a mental disability that can't think for themselves, they groom them by making them watch porn videos, right? Making them watch lewd acts. If you sit up there and you watch two men dealing with each other the first few times, it may shock you a few times. But if they inbred it inside of you over the years,
you think it's okay.
After a while, and that's how our children is, man. Our children are so desensitized now that it's sickening. I love my son, but I don't like a lot of his ways. Because when you sit up and you talk about certain things, he hear me teach about it, it's like it don't affect him. And you want it to affect you. You want it to, it needs to be a problem. The government has set up these things in a way to where kids are not outwardly affected by looking at wicked, lewd acts and wicked, lewd behavior, man. Nastiness. Going the hell off, man. Animal sex. Women on women. Men on men. The Most High speaks against that in the book of Romans that we're going to go into a little bit later, right? So, let's go back to the source again.
The use of such rhetoric opponents of new laws argue underscores a nationwide push by conservationists to make education a political wedge issues.
Right, because they trying to make it a problem. They trying to make educating children about homosexuality and all these different things. They trying to make it a problem. Nah, don't tell them that it's wrong to do this or it's wrong to do that. Right? Even and we're gonna go into that a little bit later on too. Maybe a couple of weeks from now. You know how they desensitize our children with guns and murder and killing. Every video is somebody getting murked, somebody getting shot down. Every time you look on the TV, it's a kid with a gun bigger than me. As you know, as us as children, when we was coming up and we seen a gun, it would kind of, you'd be like, damn, where you get that gun from? I don't want to touch that. Now, kids have it as such an abundance to where it's a normal thing now. It's normal for children to have guns on them.
They run to it. They run to it rather than running away from it.
They run to it. Like the brother Gabar said, they run to it rather than run away from it. They so used to seeing it now. They so used to seeing gay people all the time. They so used to seeing dykes now. A dyke, you can see a dyke anywhere you go on the street now.
It's in movies.
Movies.
In music. Commercials. They put it in your face.
Put it right in your face, man. You what they got? Power?
Yep.
All kind of, they make it a thing to put a man on top of a man in that movie Power. That show Power. And that's how you know I ain't watched it for real, because I said it's a movie. It's a series. People binge watch this on Netflix and all these different things, man. Raising Canaan. Women on women. I ain't never seen a nigga ass so much as when you sit there and look at these movies nowadays. Desensitizing our children to look at Tyler Perry walk around as a woman with titties, as if that's okay. Putting those damn long eyelashes in your damn eyes. Now you look like you a woman, but you look like a drag queen. Now the drag queen don't look bad because you look like her. If you look like a drag queen, then the drag queen don't look bad, right? Then you take the young boys, you make them wear tight pants now, right? And got their hair all tied up on their damn head. Now they look like a drag queen too. Now everybody just look equal. Now it's what? It's desensitized. It's normal. It's a normal thing. That's all they trying to normalize the unnormal. They trying to normalize the sins of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
The use of such rhetoric, opponents of new law argues underscore a nationwide push by conservatives to make education a political wedge issue by equating certain teachings, materials, and educators with pornography.
With what?
With pornography and even pedophilia. They trying to equate our regular curriculum with pornography and pedophilia. This is our government that we love so much, that everybody love, or the government. Their mission is to equate both of those things in our children's curriculum. Right? Now I don't have any young children right now like that. But for a lot of the brothers and sisters that have young children, these are things right now this is a worry. This is gonna happen. Right? Even Alabama got some things going on too. Since everybody think Alabama's so red and they not finna do this and they not finna do that. Oh no, I got another lesson coming in a few more weeks about how Alabama doing some things too. They getting freaky and wicked and nasty too. As long as Esau got his finger in it, it's always gonna be wicked and nasty. It don't matter what part of the United States you a red state or you a blue state. They all freaks. Esau is the wicked of the earth. Right? I'll go back to the article, please. This latest trend is another volley in the country's ongoing cultural wars. During the consecutive lawmakers also have opposed the teachings of critical race theory.
Right, so that's what's going on too soon. They taking race out of the Bible. They taking slavery out of the Bible. They don't want the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American children to know that the so-called white man had their foot up their ass for over 500 years. They don't want them to know that. Let's desensitize them. Let everybody just be friends. Everybody get along.
Love one another.
Oh, the so-called white man, that's my friend. Bobby, my friend. Jacob, my friend. You know, because they take our names out the Bible and name their own children. Mark, Matthew, and all of that. That come from out of our book. Huh? You know? So let's desensitize. We don't want them to have strife against each other. We want them to, this is the same thing that pursuant to the book of 2nd Maccabees, man, the 6th chapter. You go into the book of 2nd Maccabees, it's the same thing. Esau has always been trying to make our God all-inclusive for everybody to just be together. But the Most High is all about separatism. He told us to be holy. He didn't tell us to be equal and be a part of what every part of the Bible, the Most High saying, separate from the wicked. Anywhere you go in the Bible, from the beginning all the way to the end, the book of Revelations, the Most High is not with just look at the Tower of Babel. If he wanted us to be all-inclusive and have an all-inclusive God and be together and love upon the so-called white man that puts his knee on your goddamn neck 24/7, then he would have done that. He wouldn't have 2nd Esdras 6 and 54 in the Bible. All right? Why is that there? The Most High don't deal with them.
And then look, Salaki, if you want to link, if they say they don't believe in the apocalypse, you go to Isaiah 45 and 17. Link up tell you the same thing.
It's gonna tell you the same thing, man. It's not gonna get any better for them, right? So go ahead.
Oppose the teaching of critical race and propose bills requiring schools to post all course materials online so parents can review them. That's it on that.
This is a little bit more on the actual page.
Let me go back to it. It was on this one right here.
That ain't it.
That ain't it?
Go back out of it. It's that. That one.
Okay. Look now at it. Why ain't no Bible say it don't even want to pop up? Look.
At the spiritual demon Satan, you know, again, the nations don't want us to get this information out, especially in this what they call the time of awakening, the days of awakening. Everybody woke.
They say no connection.
Right? Now this man got full bars, but it's saying no connection now.
Yep.
You see that? There ain't nothing but the spiritual demon Satan right there. So bear with us just a little bit real quick. Like your Israel, little technical difficulties. Go ahead.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, an ascending Republican and potential 2024 presidential candidate.
Right, because Ron DeSantis, he backed out of the election just recently. You know, and if this is what he doing, I see why he backed out. Go ahead.
Has been at the forefront of the movement. On Monday, DeSantis signed a bill into law that forbids instructions on sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through 3rd grade. While doing so, he railed against liberal politicians.
He did what?
He railed against liberal politicians and activists who fought against the law, saying they support sexualizing kids in kindergarten.
Right, so these liberals, right, coming against Ron DeSantis, and he's not a great man, but he does have a some kind of a biblical background, because he passed the law in Florida, and this happened when I was driving in Florida a couple of months ago, and I remember when this happened. They just about shut down Florida, man, because the LGBTQ and the liberals and all them was out protesting against Ron DeSantis because he didn't want to push genderalization to a kindergartner, man. Coming in there telling them, hey, you could be a damn boy if you're a girl. You could be a dog. You could be a cat. You could be a damn teapot. He went against that, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me get matter of fact, let me get Romans 1:25 real quick. The classic. Because first of all, it's against the Most High's laws. It has very little to do with Ron DeSantis' law. It goes against the Most High's law. Go ahead.
The book of Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. Who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie?
These so-called white folks has been ever since the time of Cain trying to make the truth of God into a lie to the people. They want everybody to think that whatever is contrary to what's in the law is the correct way to be. They pushing everything that's against anything the Most High got in the law. anything that's in the Bible, Esau is against it, right? So they turned the truth of God into a lie. Go ahead.
And worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, Yahweh gave them up unto vile affections.
A what affection?
Vile affections.
Right. So a man wanting to be with a man and a woman wanting to be with a woman, that's a vile affection. The Most High, he'll give you over to that affection, you know, if that's what you're trying to do. Go ahead.
For even their women.
Even they what?
Even their women.
Lesbianism, dykeism, being a damn nasty woman walking around with men clothes on, sagging off your ass all goddamn day long. Getting mad at brothers when brothers approach you like a woman because you think you a man. Getting brothers locked up, getting brothers put out the back in the day. Hey, brothers get put out the club, brothers get put out the put off the bus because when they go upside your damn head, now all of a sudden you a woman again. That's wicked, man. You messing with folks' family, man. This is not where can you find this in the Bible? When did Sarah put on some breeches and walk around and put some armor on, huh? And put a damn helmet of faith on, right? And go out and go to war with Abraham, man. Abraham had his own army. He didn't need, his wife didn't come out the door with him talking about let's go to war. Swinging the damn sword, shooting arrows, blotting out the sky with arrows. When did she do that? She was at the home with the children, taking care of his children. When he got home, it was food prepared. Right? So that's going against the Most High. Read.
For even their women did change the natural use unto that which is against nature.
It's against nature. You cannot have another child with another woman. You can't have another child with another woman, man. And then I just found out when I did some research, Eve had little toys and stuff that they was using even back in the day. Made out of metal, it was casted out of metal. Toys and dildos that they was using too. Ain't nothing new under the sun. They changed the natural use to something it's not proactive towards life. You can't have children with a piece of damn gold in, bronze. They been dealing like that, man. When I did my research, first I didn't want to take it in. But after a while, I said, you know what? That is what that is, and it makes a lot of sense. Because there's nothing new under the sun. They got men rods casted out for whatever size they want. So they've been doing this wickedness, man. They changed the natural use. Go ahead.
And likewise, also the men.
And who else?
Also the men.
And also the men. Also the men walking around with phallus on their neck, talking about you an Egyptian. You Hotep. Kemet. You walking around with a vagina and a penis on your damn neck, because that's all an unk is. Being wicked, man. They got all kind of pictures of the Egyptians they got on the pots. Penis inside penis. Then the dog go inside the man. Then the dog go inside the dog. Then the dog go inside the baby. Then the baby go inside the teenage. What kind of wickedness is that, man? Confusion. And you find that same thing when you go into ancient Greek or ancient Greece. When Alexander went down into that area called Crete, right, and was dealing with them Japhites, them Polynesians, down there talking about they pretty. Alexander said they pretty, going into them. Got pots of them going into them people. You know, clay pots. That's still to this day the damn Greeks, right? And they got that from the Egyptians, right? Go ahead.
Leaving the natural use of the woman.
Leaving the natural use of the woman.
Burned in their lust.
They did what?
Burned in their lust.
So in the scriptures, to burn means to be horny. They burned in their lust.
One toward another.
No, a man towards a woman.
One toward another.
Yeah. Men towards men. Go ahead.
Men with men working that which is unseemly.
What the Most High say?
Men with men working that which is unseemly.
The Most High says unseemly. It's unseemly. It's something that you can't fathom. The Most High can't fathom that level of nastiness. Go ahead.
And receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met.
Right, man. So yeah, man, let me get Mark 7:21. Right? Because, you know, this thing right here, this ain't nothing new. Right? The Most High told Solomon in the book of Ecclesiastes that there's nothing new under the sun. Right? These things been going on. Go ahead.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 7 and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
Right? So what's the heart?
The mind.
The heart is the mind. So the Most High say, out of the mind of men. Go ahead. Start it from the top.
For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Adulterers.
What?
Adulterers.
Sleeping with other brothers' wives, knowing that they married. Women sleeping with other sisters' husbands, knowing that they married. Go ahead.
Fornications.
Fornication, that's any kind of lewd act. Fornication is pedophilia. Even pornography is a form of fornication. When you go into the Greek. When you go into the Greek, that goes into, I think it's pornea, or whatever like that. That's short for pornography, man. Or pornos. I can't remember the exact Greek, way that they said it, but that's where it goes into when you go into the Greek definition of fornication, man. You dealing with young boys, babies, right? You're grooming up boys to be your boy toys, man.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Grooming them up. You knowing what you finna do to this baby and you think that's cool. They trying to pass a law that if a child at the age of 11 or 12 years old says that they want to be with this old white man, right? That they're able to do that. They're able to do that if they choose to. That was in California. So you could take my child out of my house when he's 11 or 12 years old. If he say he feels comfortable with you, okay, try to do that then. Try to do it then. Where was you at? 21, 22?
21.
Keep reading.
Fornications, murderers. Verse 22. Thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lasciviousness, an evil eye.
And an evil eye. Go ahead. That was it.
Blasphemy.
Right?
Pride. Foolishness.
Foolishness, man.
Verse 23. All these evil things come from within and defile the man.
And defile the man. So all these evil things come from your mind. So when it's saying it's not what's outside that defile a man, it's what's inside, man. Right? This is what you thinking. You thinking about how you gonna get with this young boy, right? How you gonna do this wickedness. It's Esau's spirit, man. It's all over the earth. All that Canaanite spirit, the Sodomite spirit, it's all over the earth, and it's rampant. It is rampant, man. And in our schools ain't never been safe because they've been lying to us from the beginning. But it's definitely not safe now because they're passing laws under your nose that you can't overturn. And you got to send your kid to school. Other than that, you're going to get locked up. Goddamn devils, man. They twisted up the world to where they to get it the way they want it to be. And Salakia, Israel, if I'm passionate, man, this is real stuff. Look, man, we talking about real stuff here, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Right? So let's go back to that article, please. It's a dang shame, man. It's a shame. But all this gotta happen before Yahweh Shah come back, man, and redeem his people. All this, it gotta happen. Go ahead.
All right. I think I was there. Okay, in kindergarten. Okay. to support sexualizing kids in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
They support injecting woke gender ideology. Wow, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Start back do the same thing.
You screenshot it if you roll it down.
Yeah, I can screenshot it.
Right. So they're trying to inject woke thoughts. And you know how Esau describes woke, he describes it as just basically going against the grain, going against the government, thinking that you have another higher level of education that surpasses the so-called white man, basically, and the government. You know, about liberation and having liberty to be anything that you want. If you want to be a doorknob, if you want to be a key, right? If you want to be an incense and let somebody burn you with a lighter all day, somebody smell good, you could do that as a damn fool, right? That's what you could do. And that's what they're trying to push in the schools. You got it?
I got a screenshot.
All right. Having a little difficulties out here as far as our service goes, Israel, but we're going to finish this lesson. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. They support injecting woke gender ideology into second grade classrooms.
Until who?
Second grade classrooms.
So they wanna insert the children at second grade, from kindergarten to second grade, with wicked thoughts, man. Go ahead.
He added, they support enabling schools to transition students to different genders.
To do what?
They support enabling schools to transition students to a different gender.
Right. So what does it mean to enable? What does it mean to disable? To disable means to disarm, right? It means to turn off where you can't do it. But their mission is to enable schools, to make it possible for a child by the time they get to second grade to be able to tell their parents and tell the school what gender they are without their parents, with all the godly understanding that they have according to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, which states what you are at birth by your gender parts, right? So you can't tell your kids what they are before the school tells them what they are. So you could say that they're a boy if they're a girl. Well, you could say that they're a boy if they're a boy, but the school gets the first say of what they are, right? So let me get that definition of transition. You still in there?
Yeah.
So let's get the definition, Israel, of transition, right? Because we want to make sure that we divide these articles down the right way, right?
Let me get right here. Okay, yeah, this is transition. The process by which a transgender person...
By what?
Which a transgender person...
So it's a process where with a transgender person...
permanently adopts the outward or physical characteristics that match their gender identity.
Right, so whatever if they want to be a female, they're a dude that want to be a female, and they change their outer appearance. They restructure their cheekbones. They shave down their Adam's apple. They cut off their rod. Right. They and make a makeshift womb from it. Right. That's when you start the process of transgenderality and being an abomination to the Most High. Right. Go ahead.
As opposed to those associated with the sex registered for them at birth.
Right, because they want to oppose what was registered to them at birth. When they came out the womb, they had a penis in a sack, and you knew that was a man, right? it came out, they had whatever the woman's parts is, and you knew that was a woman, right? So they want to oppose that. So once they begin that process, that's what it means to transition. So they're saying that in schools, by the age of second grade, they support injecting that ideology that they can transition themselves to be what they want to be at the age of second grade, which is normally between 6 and 7 years old. That's a damn shame, man. That's why the Most High is gonna burn this place down, man. I can't wait till this place is burnt down with fervent heat, man. And then we could start over and we could rebuild this nation in righteousness, man. Because this is what's gonna be the norm. Hey, woe to you guys that have new children right now, because it's gonna be way worse than it was for us that got 19 and 20-year-olds now, right? So let's keep rolling. Let's go back to that article. Let's start where it says second grade. So they support injecting our children with these ideologies, man. That's not of the Most High, man. And like I say, this is something that's gonna continue to get worse and worse as time goes along. You ready? Let's go.
They support enabling schools to transition students to a different gender without the knowledge of the parent.
Without the what?
Without the knowledge of the parent.
They want to transition your kid without the knowledge of you. They don't want to let the parents know that they transitioning your children to be somebody that cut their damn penis off, man. Hermaphrodite. Well, a lot of them, I think they born without it, but it don't matter, right? I don't care about that, man. Because at the end of the day, the scripture said there are some eunuchs that's made eunuchs by men, man. You sit up there and cutting your damn wound, cutting your rod off, you become a eunuch. So what else you there for? Homosexuality. You ain't got nothing to know what you're gonna do with it. What you gonna do? You be a servant, man. You see it like in these movies, a lot of these eunuchs, they walk around effeminate, man.
You damn sure about that.
Right? In front of the king, they walk around, oops, and all that gay shit, man. Oops, I dropped something. Wicked, man. Wicked, bro. I just when you think about it, man, it's just this is they trying to make this normal, Israel. Go ahead.
They support it in schools, transition students to be a different gender without the knowledge of the parents, without the parents' consent.
And the parents ain't gotta sign nothing for them to do it. Go ahead.
DeSantis never uttered the word groom, but his press secretary, Christian Pusher, remarked on Twitter that the legislation, dubbed by opponents as "Don't Say Gay" bill, would be more. Hold on.
Probably ain't no more now.
Okay, wow, I'm on a whole nother what's name there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go to the second one. But let me get Matthew 18:1. Let you know how the Most High feel about his children, man. Now this is definitely spiritual, but this is also physical, right? Because the parable is a physical child, but when you go into it, Israel is also spiritual as well. So let's get Matthew chapter 18 and verse 1.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?"
Right. So who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Verse 2. And Yahushua called a little child unto him.
Right. So he called a little boy, a little child, chiefly a boy. Right. Go ahead.
And set him in the midst of them, and said, "Verily, I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children.
And become as what?
And become as little children.
Right, so become as little children. A child don't really know what's going on. A child, man, you can mold him and groom him to be whatever you want him to be. That's what makes it dangerous, man, when they deal with our children, man, without us knowing about it. Our children is like sponges, man. You can mold them to be whatever wickedness you want them to be, man. Right? So that's why Yahweh Shah said you have to become like a child so that we can mold you to this truth. You can't come into this thing as a grown-up, because a grown-up feel like he understands and knows enough. You have to come in here and forget everything that you thought you knew. You have to be as a little child. Right? Go ahead.
Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
You can't enter into the kingdom of heaven until you forget all the old stuff. Get rid of all the old leaven. Forget about all the stuff you did in the past. All this whatever spirit you used to run with in the past, you got to get rid of that spirit, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child.
Because a child is humble. Before a child really get around you and you start acting a fool around him, and then they start acting like you, before then, they was humble, man. Go ahead.
The same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
Right, so that's the greatest. The one that's humble, the one that come into this thing as a child, that's who gonna be great in the kingdom of heaven. That's who the greatest. You a grown man, 30 or 40 years old, coming into this truth. It's hard, but you have to try to get. But let's get to the point. Keep reading.
Verse 5. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones.
Who should do what?
But whoso shall offend one of these little ones.
Right, so one of these little innocent children, man, and through the Spirit. But these innocent children that the Most High blessed you to have, blessed you to be able to put forth into this earth. These kids belong to the Most High. These kids have dreams and all kind of stuff when they babies. They don't know no better. And look, it's up for debate. I believe babies come out speaking Hebrew. But that's how I feel, right? All that I die by y'all, all that. I feel like that's the Hebrew. I feel like we force them to speak this archaic language, man.
Put them in school.
Put them in school, make them
learn
speak English and then Japanese.
Yeah, you'll fail them if they don't, know what I'm saying, come to your understanding. ABCs or 1, 2, 3s. They'll fail them.
You'll fail the children, but the child knew what he was saying when he came out. That's our natural. That's the original language of man, was the Hebrew. Right? Until they separated us during the Babylon, the Tower of Babel, Salakia. Right? So read that again, that part.
But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it is better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
Right, so anybody that offends one of these little ones that's in the truth or in the spirit that believe in me, that humble themselves, that don't have any kind of guile in their heart, right? The same thing is for the child. He's using a child and put that child in front of them because it's twofold. It's physical and it's spiritual. These children don't know no better, and you grooming them at another age, man. You grooming them to become homosexuals, man. You want to go into these folks' children, man, and you don't want to tell they parents that that's what you're doing, right? So let's get to the next part of this lesson. Let's get the next article real quick, Baba Kasha. Matter of fact, before we go there, let me get Leviticus 20 and 13. Because when you go into the parents not knowing, right, that's what Esau wants. Esau, like if you go to Georgia, you see a lot of young Jakes just running free on scooters with their pants hanging around their behind, think they thugs, acting effeminate. That's what Esau wants. Because he want to be able to ride around the city and snatch your child up whenever he want to, deal with them, freak them out, and then throw them back out on the street, man. That's why they don't want you to know what's going on in the schools, because that's the kind of people they trying to build. They want to be able to deal with a child without getting locked up with a slap on the wrist. That's what they want to do. Right? So let's get what the Most High don't like. Go ahead.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death.
Right, so why they not teaching that in school? That they shall surely be put. The Most High God of heaven and earth, the Most High God of everything, said that you will surely be put to death. Ain't no maybes. There used to be an old lady, she used to fuss at her kids, and she used to be like, and I don't mean please. I'm not begging you. I'm telling you that if this is what you're doing, you will surely be put to death. By Shema Mashiach Yahweh, man. That's what this is what the Most High don't want. He don't want it. But Esau want to continue to push it. With Cain, did the same thing. Look, all you gotta do is come back and bring me a right offering. Nah, I don't want to do it. All you gotta do is just wait for the food to get done. Oh, I ain't worried about that promise. What can it do for me now? And now look where you at. Right? Let's get another one real quick. Let's get Deuteronomy 23 and 17.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
Right, and Esau loved to make our women whores, man. Meg the Stallion. That may be a boy. I don't even know now. Half of the time you don't even know. Her face strong like that. Like a big strong man. Right? She got a quagmire head, man. Neck with a quagmire head at the top. Now I don't know what the hell that is. And I'm not gonna sit there and play like I know what that is. I don't know what that is. In a minute, you're not gonna know what nothing is. There's gonna be a lot of murders out here, man, because be honest, 80% of Jake ain't gay. Well, I don't know how much they try to push, they not gay. And you gonna get jammed up, man. Brothers ain't gonna be able to deal with that, man, if you done that to them. Mess they spirit up like that, they're gonna do something, they're gonna get you off the earth. Straight like that. And go to jail proudly. Right? So yeah, man, what I just had, Jack? Oh, yeah, you go ahead, finish Deuteronomy, Shalak.
Nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
And you can't be a sodomite, man. You can't give or take like that, man. The Most High ain't dealing with sodomites, but again, that's what's being pushed in the earth. It's being pushed heavy, right? But the scriptures speak about, you know, it has to come to a certain point before Hamashiach Yahweh make his return and set things back in order the way it was meant to be from the very beginning, man. Right? Right, so it's running rampant in the world, man. Let's get that next article real quick, the second article real quick. Baba Kasha.
That's what the little Nas is, right?
That's the one where we say real honey. Yeah, real honey. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Let's just start right there. All right. Say what article it is.
All right, this is realhoney.com.
All right.
Child grooming is defined as the act of influencing children or young teenagers to befriend and trust an adult.
Right. So when you first start, that's what they do. Right. You're an adult, and you make that kid feel comfortable enough to trust you first. Yep. That's the first part of grooming. You go into what they saying that P. Diddy has done, right? With Usher. The same thing they saying Jermaine Dupri did with Bow Wow and Chris Cross and everybody else. Why he only got kid acts, man? He the only short little grown troll man that walk around with other people's children for years, man. Even the brat was a child when he first got him. Ain't no telling what he got them boys doing and got them watching, right? And they trusted him. So that's the first part of grooming a child, is to get their trust first. Now, once you get their trust, that's the first part. Go ahead.
For the purpose of sexual manipulation.
For the purpose of what?
For the purpose of sexual manipulation.
So it's to trust them in the purpose of sexual manipulation, to manipulate their mind that what they doing to you is okay because you a good person. And they trust you and they've been around you so long, they figure that, oh, it hurt, but what you doing to me, it must be right because I know you like me, right? That's wickedness, man. Go ahead.
Later in the future, for sexual abusers, child grooming is incredibly common.
It's common. Oprah, it's common. Go ahead.
And is a typical part of the sexual abuse cycle. It can be heard to distinguish Salakia early in the relationship. But it's important to be critical of adult-child relationships at a young age.
Right, so when you young, you need to be critical. You got to be like stranger danger, man. You know what I'm saying? You see these grown folks coming up on you, and this is for our children, it's true, the children in the world. You see a grown up come upon you and always shaking your hand and being nice and buying you candy.
In their lap,
yeah. You know, a lot of Eves do that, man. You know, when they separate from their man unrighteously, they separate from him, then they get another husband, right? Which is off, right? You know, now I'm not saying the ones that's in the truth that know better. I'm talking about the ones that didn't, right? That's not in the truth, that didn't know better. And then you let that man put that man child on his lap. And damn doing his knee like Bill Cosby. That's wicked, man. Because you don't know where that man come from or what he thinking, man. That's why the Most High, he's against women separating and going with other men. Because look, at least that's that man. That man child is on his own knee. That's his child. Now I'm not saying, you know, the Most High, he speaks about being a father to the fatherless. I understand that, but even that comes with what? That's after that man dead. The father dead, he can't come back and raise the children, right? Then you can marry again, right? If you choose to, right? So now, yeah, you stalking the child that long, man. You know. You going the hell off, man. You know what I'm saying? You deserve to get whatever come to you. Right? Go ahead.
Signs of child grooming are not usually seen until later in the relationship. When the child becomes infatuated with the adult. This is when it is evident that the abuser has groomed the child to become invested in their lives. Invested,
man. Financially, spiritually, sexually. Go ahead.
Making them susceptible to sexual abuse from the adult. Hollywood, in particular, has had many horrific examples of child grooming over the last 50 years.
Over the last 50 years, now this is prevalent in Hollywood, man. Grooming the hell out of children, man. What's the boy they got now? Man, there's so many coming out for child grooming, man. And you know, the Most High, he gonna get them up out of there, man.
No doubt.
Right? Let's get Galatians 5:16 real quick. We about to start simmering down a little bit, Israel. Video keep cutting off and cutting on, but we gonna put it together for y'all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah.
Galatians 5:16?
Yeah, Galatians 5:16.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
Right, so long as you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and you walking in the spirit, man, your flesh shall have little power against you. Go ahead.
Verse 17, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh.
Right, so it's like fire and ice, man. One is extremely cold and one is extremely hot. They both are equally as powerful, but they battle against each other. Go ahead.
And these are contrary, the one to the other.
Right, so they different. This one is this way, one is that way. Right, they contrary to each other. It's like a magnet. When you turn it backwards, you try to push it together, it won't go. They contrary to each other. Go ahead.
So that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Right, because you want to do good. The Most High say the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. You know what I'm saying? So you really want to do good, but at the end of the day, your flesh and your spirit, they battling against each other. Go ahead.
But if ye be led of the Spirit.
But if you be led first of the Spirit, keep law, statutes, and commandments.
Ye are not under the law.
Right.
Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication.
Fornication. That's pedophilia. Pedophilia falls into fornication. Dealing with children, all that stuff falls into fornication. Go ahead.
Uncleanliness.
Uncleanliness.
Lasciviousness.
Idolatry,
Idolatry.
man.
Idolatry, Salah.
You know what I'm saying? Worshiping the creation more than the creator.
Witchcraft. Hatred. Variance. Emulations. Wrath.
Yeah.
Strife. Seditions. Heresy.
Right. And you can rest right there, right? So let's go ahead on and get into this last article. Because you know the so-called white man is using our own people, man. Our own young people to desensitize and make being a homosexual or being an effeminate man a normal thing. Right? These white folks walk around, they don't care if their children are homosexuals. We do. Right? Me and this brother, we 70 and 80s babies, man. We're not desensitized. We still sensitized to these things. Right? And we represent the last of a dying breed. Once we gone, then nobody's going to be sensitive to looking at dick and sex all the time. Men looking at each other's penis and stuff like that. Why you think you got the army? You got the police force. You got gyms with open doors. Open door, no judging policy. I go to the gym, Esau up in there, bending over and all kind of stuff, man. Being wicked, man. Because see, they don't care. But we do care. Because we're born with law, statutes, and commandments that keeps us in order. Even for those who don't know the commandments, it's still in us to keep them. If you go into the book of Romans, it'll tell you, it speaks about those that keep the commandments without even really knowing they keeping the commandments, but they keep it. Because it's in us to not. Jake ain't really gay like that, man. We do it for money. We do it because we want to be better than the next so-called Jake. Because we all talented. And Esau know that. If they could pit us together, then guess what? They got their wish. And now we fighting against each other because we all talented. We all better than him. Imagine if we turn and flip that energy towards him. He's finished. Right? And we're going to do that, though. But let's start on that source, wbur.org. Go ahead. That's the one with Nasty Nas X. Yeah, so they use our own people to push an ideology on us. You know?
Okay. This is npr.org. A little boy decked out in a pink rhinestone cowboy outfit travels around a farm and points out things that bring him joy.
Right, so he's talking about Lil Nas X's new children's book. There's a little boy riding around and he's pointing at things in the alphabet depending on the letter that makes him happy. Anything, man. Any kind of wicked homo stuff, right? Go ahead.
A is for adventure. Every day is a brand new start. B is for boots, whether they're big or small, short or tall. C is for country. The story goes, this is the basic premise of the new kids book. C is for country, written by Lil Nas X.
See that?
The Grammy-winning chart-dominated rapper behind Old Town Road as the storybook version of Lil Nas X shows readers around the farm.
Right. So start right there. So why is it so important that they put so much money behind this brother? They put Lil Nas X does not have a best-selling album, man. Lil Nas X is not selling out nowhere, man. Don't nobody really know none of Lil Nas songs. He ain't no more popular than Jack Boy or somebody else that's just still down there making little money, little music underground. But his narrative, being a big black gay dude, riding the penis of Satan on that thing Montero, right? Two men kissing up under the damn the tree of knowledge, right? All these, he's doing all these things. These videos are $1 million, $1 trillion videos. He don't have to do nothing. They're gonna use him to push this. Now you got a storybook. Now you got a storybook after that. Ain't nobody buying your albums, but you the most popular damn thing ever walking on the earth. These are agendas, right here, man. These are gay agendas. Go ahead. Slacky is real. It's nat turn out here. There's a lot of gnats out here today. And they biting too.
This is the basic premise for the new book, C is for Country, written by Lil Nas X. The Grammy Award winning chart dominating.
And this man won a Grammy.
Yeah, for real.
I ain't even know the song and he won a Grammy. Go ahead.
Chart dominating rapper behind Old Town Road as a storybook version of Lil Nas X shows readers around the farm. He gets to F, which is for fringe.
For fringe,
feathers, and fake fur.
Right.
I love that for me.
Right, because homosexuals and they like feathers and fake fur.
Yeah.
All different types of effeminate things, man. Right? These are things that make Lil Nas X happy, right? And in turn, it's going to make the children think that that's okay to wear that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
The illustrated rapper says, this type of be yourself messaging is common in children's books. The real Lil Nas X ran into it all the time growing up. Except, he says, it never felt totally genuine to him. It was never truly enforced, he says. It was kind of like, do what you want. Be who you want, but be who I want you to be.
Look at that. See that? All that talk, man, that ain't doing nothing but coercing a young person's mind.
That's it.
To think that that's okay to be that way. You know what I'm saying? You want me to be like this, but this is what, Esau, one of his favorite words I've started seeing years ago when this gay stuff really started hitting out from Esau. This is what I'm becoming. Why can't you understand that this is what I'm becoming? How the hell did that make sense?
Not at all.
How can you say this is how you're becoming? That means you're not there yet. So you haven't became that. Now I can see if you say this is how I am.
Yeah.
This is what I'm becoming. Deal with it, man. If my son, it's gonna be a big problem. One of my children come to me and tell me, "Daddy, this is what I'm becoming." You about to become jammed up somewhere in this house. I'm gonna put you on your ass. You say it again. This is what you becoming. Wickedness, man. Like, that's okay to do those things. Go ahead.
Reaching kids on their level has been a big part of the public persona of Lil Nas X in the past year. Last spring, he did an appearance on the Not Too Late show, singing the theme along with its host Elmo, leading into the holidays. He did a virtual performance on the online video game platform Roblox.
Right. So, man, I used to hang around some children, years ago, and they used to love playing Roblox, man. Yep. That's all they talk about is Roblox. So Esau then took and superimposed this faggot boy, Salakia. I'm in a bag of sticks, Esau, because I know you'll try to shut down the channel, right?
Real quick,
right. With this effeminate boy and put him in something where kids play every day. So now he's a part of Roblox now? Did he make the kind of money to just put himself in a video game like that? Who wants to watch him in a video? Nobody. He has nothing to do with Roblox. But in order to push that agenda, they'll put him in it. Go ahead.
Reminiscent of the Travis Scott Fortnite concert in April, but Roblox has a huge younger audience.
A what?
Huge younger
You
audience.
see that? Roblox has a huge young baby audience. So now you see what they doing. They grooming our children. Go ahead.
The company says over half of its users are under 13.
Or under what?
13.
Half of his users of Lil Nas X is under 13 years old. They're not even teenagers yet. So he's coercing them into being homosexuals and being like that before they even get a chance to be a teenager. So now they can make a choice to say, oh, daddy, this is what I'm becoming, or this is what I am. This is the new norm. And if you get on your children, you might get locked up, man. Esau may lock you up for that now, coming soon. For telling them that they're a boy. Telling that girl she a girl. Esau might hang you or something like and take your child. This is why it's so important to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. Because it may be a time you may be without your children. And you're going to have to man up and still walk in this walk. Right? He may take one of your children from you to try to break you, man. This is what it's coming up to. Regardless of whether you want to believe it, you can believe it or not, but it will not tarry. The Most High said it won't tarry. Go ahead. Crazy, man.
Lil Nas and the Lil Nas X concert alone drew in over 30 million visits.
Over what?
30 million visits.
30 million children is watching Lil Nas X right now. While you sleeping, while you going to work, while you doing this and doing that, there's somebody who looks just like you that Esau is using to make your children effeminate. Right now, 30 million. You got some states that don't got 30 million people in. Go ahead.
Lil Nas X says his niece and nephews, to whom his new book is dedicated.
So he dedicated this book to his nieces and nephews. He don't care about his own family. Go ahead.
Guide his thought process when he's thinking about relating to children. When Roblox approached him to do the virtual concert.
So what if Roblox approached him? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is an agenda. They want him on there to push the agenda. When you look at Roblox, them damn characters don't even have a real form, half of them. They whatever, man. It could be a boy, girl. Look at damn SpongeBob. Don't nobody to this day know what the hell SpongeBob is.
Damn pet.
Yeah, whatever. He a man with girl lashes. What's going on? This stuff been going down, man. Go ahead.
When Roblox approached him to do the virtual concert.
So when Esau approached Jake to do that concert,
he wasn't fully on board until he went to his sister's house and his nephew continually asked him about the game. And then boom, I just decided to do it, the rapper said.
That's bull crap. He knew them folks offered him that money, he took that thing. Go ahead.
Marketing to kids directly makes perfect sense when you look at exactly how huge Old Town Road was with the children's elementary school set, Salaki.
So this is why I didn't know that song like that. This is why we didn't really know that song. Because it wasn't guided towards us. It was guided towards your kindergarten, your first grade, your second grade, your third grade child. Your kids, when they first discovering what they want to be or who they trying to figure out who they is, man. And you got this plant up in there planting these ideals into them to make them think that it's okay to cut their damn rod off, man. People like Dwayne Wade, man, letting his son cut his rod off at 13, 14 years old, 12, and walk around with his pants up his behind like a woman, built like a dude. Magic Johnson, Letting that big old boy walk around there looking like a girl, man. Girl bigger than that boy bigger than him. Boy about 8 feet tall, man.
Yep.
This world is wicked, man. And this is what they promoting in these last days, man. Keep reading up.
Lil Nas X catered to the end, resonated with that younger demographic, said Dan Rucci, the founder of Trapital, the media company and newsletter focused on business and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Runcie points to a surprise show Lil Nas X did at Lander Elementary School.
This man did a show at an elementary school.
Man.
You see what they doing?
Mm-hmm.
Go about what they doing.
They setting up the stage, man. Think gay is alright. Think it's cool.
Crazy, man.
They setting up our chair, man.
Our children is done if that's what's going on, man.
Yeah.
You got to take your kids out of these schools, man. They're not gonna make it. Let me get 2 Timothy real quick, 3 and 1. We're gonna start simmering down. These gnats are come very erratic out here, and this frankincense ain't running them off. Frankincense just work with wicked spirits, not gnats.
2 Timothy 3 and 1.
Con.
It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Uh-huh.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy.
And what?
Unholy.
Uh-huh.
Without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Right, and that's what we are. We the people that's good. The people that's teaching to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. The world despises us, man. Our family despises us for saying what's right. It has come to a point, and it's gonna get worse to where we gonna get shut down immediately for talking about anything good, because the government is pushing so much evil in the earth. Right? We was in at 4.
Yeah, I was at 4.
Let me get Matthew 18 and 1 real quick. We're gonna shut down.
The book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 4. Whosoever therefore
18 and 1. Salaki. Matthew 18 and 1.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Right? We're gonna bring this out one more time.
And Yahushua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children.
Right? It's become the Most High's beloved, man. Benjamin was the youngest. You know, Benjamin, not Benjamin, but Benjamin. That stands for I believe it was beloved of the Lord, man. You know, he's the youngest. He's the baby. You know what I'm saying? The Most High he don't play with. Let me tell you something about the Most High. The Most High gave us laws, statutes, and commandments, but again, there's universal laws that the Most High, these other nations can't even repent from it. He just killed them, right? And one of the main ones is dealing with your children unrighteously, causing your son to pass through the fire. That's what they was doing in the land of Canaan. Hence was the reason why the Most High chose that land to bring us in and have us to destroy them. We were supposed to destroy all of them, and we didn't. You understand? And now they became a thorn in our side to this day, because they was causing their child to pass through the rod. Why you think he stopped Abraham from doing it? The Most High don't deal with he don't play about children, man. And all these pedophiles and all this stuff that's going down, all these groomers, they're going to meet a horrible death by the hands of Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, man. The Most High don't care what nation you is. He don't play about children, man. Right? Can you read?
Verse 5. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me.
Right, because you receive that child in his name. When you bore a child, woman bore a child, you bore it in the Lord's name. That's the Lord's child, man. He gave it to you. Right? The Most High blessed the woman when she was barren to raise a child, to bring a child forth. Go ahead. I know the NAS getting to you. I got you.
But whoso shall offend one of these little ones.
If you just offend one of these little ones. Now we all know that that's spiritual too. But we speaking about the physical. That's why you put the child in front because that's a physical child, right? Right? Go ahead.
Which believe in me.
Which believe in the Most High. Yahbashim Yahushua.
It is better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck. And that he was drowned in the depth of the sea.
That's right, man. So with that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God. Yahweh, Bahashem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. If anybody learned anything during this lesson, we did our job. We are the house. I almost went off, right? But we are the service assembly. I'm Brother Lamont.
Brother Boy Yahweh.
Right? And we're going to say Shalom. Come here, Shalom.
Repenting on a daily basis. You better thank the Most High some of us brothers repented, because we probably be robbing you niggas and checking your pockets.